Hey, hello, ASNOA team. We are here today with Jeremie from Coterie doing another podcast session for you. Thanks, Jeremie, for joining us. Now, Coterie is a great partner of ASNOA's. You guys are a VIP event sponsor this year. Thank you very much for engaging and supporting that event. And then we're also going to see a Connect in 2026. So those folks who have earned their spot in VIP, you're going to see Jeremie there coming up here at the end of September. And those of you that haven't, good luck to you next year. And he'll definitely be around when we're back at Talking Stick in 2026 in the fall. So thank you, Coterie. Thank you, Jeremie. Now, we have a great relationship going with Coterie. We've got 131 affiliates already appointed. That's about 30% of our agency force. So we're hoping that the rest of you guys can come on board. And we're writing about 100K in new business a month. So we want to definitely amp that up, but we're certainly writing enough to get everybody's attention here. So we were just talking about a second ago about the appointment structure. And now with Coterie, it's a little unique. It's not like some of our folks that use Compass where they have to access through a shared code. You guys have a direct option with us. Is that right?
Correct. And, that's just simple information with a smart form that we have to be able to fill out just basic information, NPNs, license information, just basic stuff that's automatically sent over to our activation team. And in 24 to 48 hours, they're able to get access into our dashboard and start quoting binding.
That's excellent. So you got a unique link. And by the way, folks, if you haven't seen it already, it'll be in this email or Danny will do his magic and embed it into this podcast. But we have a landing page built with Coterie that explains a lot of this information we're going to discuss today. And then I'll have a link to what Jeremie just described as their appointment onboarding session. So when we're getting folks set up, a lot of times they're on what we call a shared code. With Coterie, that doesn't exist. It's all direct, right? So everybody's got a unique identifier, meaning that if you're in Compass, it works with Compass. It integrates perfectly. It gives you the rate. So when you're comparing that versus the other 9 or 10 carriers, it shows up. But also you can access it directly. It's not a shared code. You can have it. And if you're somebody that doesn't focus on commercial lines and you don't have daily quotes, but you're a generalist, right? You've got community involvement. You need to come up with some bops sometimes. Coterie has their own direct portal as well. And they have access to both with the appointment via ASNOA.
Absolutely. And, for those individuals that don't, get into commercial very often, but they do have the occasional, like what you've just mentioned, able to get into our dashboard and just quote and bind in a matter of minutes. We try to make it simplistic. We try to make it super fast so that way they're not spending a lot of time in the dashboard answering, tons of questions.
What's fast?
Kind of like what the norm used to be. So fast is definitely the, being able to quote and bind in a matter of minutes. We only need a matter of probably a handful of questions answered, and it's because we have our digital underwriting in the background where we have different vendors collecting all that underwriting detail for us. There is no, gray area anymore. There's a lot of yes or no, which I know is odd in the underwriting world, at least to me, because that's my background. And so you're going to be able to get that answer in a matter of minutes to be able to bind a quote just by answering a handful of questions.
And that direct appointment now with ASNOA, because our folks are ASNOA affiliates, what's the comparison like what they need to produce because they're appointed with the relationship with ASNOA versus what somebody would need to have on their own if they got their own direct?
If they went on their own and requested a direct, that's a lengthier process because we kind of qualify and interview those folks to make sure that they're the right fit. And what I mean by that is making sure that the production is where we need to see it, which is typically around 100 to 200,000 per month. And then also just making sure that they're, going to fit in the avenue that we need, which is that micro, small commercial business. So there's an interview process that goes on with a different individual here at Coterie where that takes place. Whereas with, signing up through ASNOA, it's instant. You just fill out that smart form. We get you activated in our system. You set up your password and you're ready to go.
That's awesome, man. And while we're on that topic of the appointment, could you tell us really quick, because everybody's always curious about the money side of things too, right? Because you have your own direct appointment, if and when contingencies are offered or bonuses are offered from Coterie, you guys are going to be able to capture those dollars because you have your direct appointment. And then what about standard commissions? Can you hit on both or either of those topics real quick?
Yeah, so standard commissions with us, again, we have our BOP, our GL, and our PL, and all three lines are going to be 15%, and that's going to be new and renewal.
Excellent. So new and renewal, 15% on all lines, keeps it simple. I love it. Now,
Correct.
the appetites that you just described, I've heard you say micro, small. Can you like put that in a package for everybody to understand what that means for your top classes or an average bind? What type of business are folks looking to get with Coterie?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the things that make us stand out is right off the bat, we love at home or new ventures. We love to write that kind of business, and that fits great with that micro, small kind of segment. The classes that we typically love to write, our top three right now, restaurants. We love those small restaurants. We actually offer a lot of things that set us out from the competition, but one of them right off the bat is we go up to 50% liquor liability. And I know a lot of the competition will only top out at 35%. So that sets us apart a lot on the restaurant business. Second would be our contractors. We love artisan trade contractors. So if they're doing that job themselves, that HVAC, that electrician, that plumbing, it would be a great fit for us. We just don't have the appetite for the general contractors. And last is the retail trade or retail stores. And the easy way to think about that is Main Street America. You go down to downtown Main Street America, most of those shops and those strip malls, we're going to be able to write 90% of those folks.
All right, so it sounded like a really good offer. Just to recap a couple things. So if I'm focused, it's great. It's in the Raider. Coterie has a relationship with Compass. I can use it there. If I'm a generalist and I only hit up a little bit, a couple monthly quotes, that's okay. Coterie's still willing to do the direct appointment, and I can bind it there. So I don't need to invest in commercial lines raters if I don't want them. I don't have any stringent production requirements where I have to worry about, I got to feed this mouth every day and every week, and if I don't, I'm going to be getting this call. And who are you going to get the call from at Coterie? Does everybody have their own rep? Or what does it look like for underwriter and marketing rep relationship?
So I'm the enterprise account manager. I handle the relationship and the partnership with ASNOA and Coterie. But just because I handle it at the partner level does not mean that I cannot assist the agencies as well, because I am going to be the main point of contact. So if anybody has any questions, appetite, product, anything like that, if I can't answer it for you, we're going to get you in the right hands of the folks that will, either our insurance team, our customer experience team. There's several resources that we can utilize to get your answer. That does not mean by any means that you cannot use our other resources directly, meaning chat, email, or phone call, to be able to get those answers super fast. We typically respond back. Phone and chat are probably the fastest. So if you don't need an answer immediately, the email would be the other option to go through.
All right, so it's a good package here. So we got plenty of methods of contact. You got a single point of contact with you, which always works best for our folks and affiliates, because then we can have future trainings and they're all hearing it direct from your mouth too, instead of through some kind of cascade of information. So we love that. I'm sure we'll see some webinar and training and engagement coming in the fourth quarter for our folks other than this podcast. You guys are going to get that link to learn more about Coterie, to sign up direct in the email along with this podcast. And it sounds like they're going to be very flexible with production requirements, and ultimately flexible with what needs to be produced and how they can engage, whether it be with Compass or directly on your own. So it looks like a perfect fit. We're really excited, man. We really appreciate the engagement and sponsorship. I'll kick it to you for last thoughts. Anything coming in the future or anything that you want to make sure you get said before the end of the call today?
Yeah, there's definitely things in the future. Some things I cannot mention yet, but definitely by the end of 2025, we definitely have some things that have been referenced to us, things to change, update, possibly new products. So definitely stay looking for that. But please jump in, get a feel for the system, realize how easy it really can be to not miss out on this business for the micro small segment.
I love it, folks. Get appointed. It's in the link. Get your 15% commission across the board. Get to know Jeremie, and let's get right in with Coterie. All right. Thank you very much for your time. You guys have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.